Guys, welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to be going over the technolarp situation. So if you guys have been living under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, welcome. It's always good to see another under a rock liver. Okay, jokes aside. So the YouTuber striker LPD or technolarp has made the community very divided. So I'm going to come at this from I don't choose a side. Okay, so there has been a trend where people are LARPing other creators, and if you don't know what LARPing means, it means like you're trying to be someone, but you don't actually try to be them, you just pretend to be them. But if you know the person TechnoLARP is LARPing is Technoblade, which sadly died in 2022. But that being said, I don't think technolarp means to be malicious. I think he's just following a trend and decided to pretend to be his favorite creator, which he says in his newest video. So when technolarp was doing this, a lot of people didn't like it mainly Technoblade's friends, which makes a lot of sense. He asked Technodad if it was okay with this, and Technodad responded with he wasn't sure how he felt about this. Later on Discord, someone asked him if he was going to rebrand, and Technolart responded with, "Do I have to?" No, Technodad has told me I can't do content and actively okayed Skeppy to make content with me.
You've all been waiting for Skeppy Collab.
There's only one game mode we can play right now. Do you know what that game mode is?
It better not be sumo.
It's not. It's
Okay.
not.
I don't know, maybe I'm on the crack pipe here, but to me it really does feel like it's more than just paying homage and like a wholesome kind of tribute to Technoblade's legacy and like that style of content, and more so now that he's actively trying to be a replacement here in the community for Technoblade, LARPing as him. But I don't even think he's doing it maliciously. I do believe that this individual is a big fan of Technoblade, and he doesn't use a gold crown. He does silver to show that he's not, Technoblade's level. He's just the guy imitating him.
And I don't know what that says about Skippy, but that's not why we're here. I think Technodad's silent should say that he doesn't want Technolarp to continue. So in my mind, that should have been enough, but it goes further, where someone asked him if he will stop, and he said, no. If he says to stop, it's an instant rebrand or deletion, depending on what he says. I only answered him, which I think is a weird way to take it. Imagine you're a techno dad and you see someone acting like your dead son. How would you respond? Some people's response to this whole thing is that Technoblade would like it, but we don't know that. So in a few days later, Technodad responds and says, "Everyone, Mr. Technodad here. 4 years after my son Alex, known to so many as Technoblade, passed away from sarcoma, his community remains one of the most meaningful parts of a legacy he left behind. You make art, videos, jokes, and tributes. You look after each other. Together we have built a loving, inclusive community. It means more than more than more than can ever properly been said. Tributes are welcome, and they always will be. Fan art, cosplay, quotes, and creative works made in memory are ways of celebrating him, and those works speak to my heart. They speak to all of our hearts. I recently have become aware of concerns around YouTube channel imitating Technoblade's voice, mannerism, looks, names, and persona. When this first brought to me by one of Alex's friends, YouTube friends, I was under the impression it might be a one-time tribute. I did not know what to think. I was startling emotionally are startling and emotionally complex to be presented with, and when people asked me about it at the time, the only honest answer I had was inconclusive. However, this has continued for several weeks, and now clear that the identity is being put as an ongoing public persona that is different thing from a tribute. Many others have since reached out for my opinion. The situation is complicated by a simple truth. Despite being technodata, I cannot speak ultra literally on behalf of all Alex's family and friends and fans who have no doubt have varying reactions. After careful consideration, I have reached a conclusion I can give from my own perspective as Technoblade's father and as the person Alex entrusted to look after what he left behind. I'm asking this per I'm asking this to please stop and for the person in question to cease. No blessing or permission for this or any similar persona now or in the future has been given. I encourage anyone interested in becoming a content creator to find their own voice. Show us who you are. A sincere presentation of your authentic self will always be better than an imitation of someone else. I am also asking the community to not harass anyone over this. This is not what Alex would have wanted. I do not believe there is malicious intent. Technoblade never dies. He's in his videos right where we left him, still making us laugh, or still reaching our hearts. Mr. Technodad. So technolarp responds with a video saying he will stop and rebrand the whole channel. I've seen some people say that that's disgusting to rebrand the whole thing with his subscribers that he gained from pretending to be Technoblade, but most of them miss the fact that technolarp says if the viewers were only there for the Technoblade persona, then they should unsubscribe, which
So it's finally happened. Technodad gave the response. As you can see, I'm in my normal skin with my normal name, and I'll explain why. Technodad's response, I'm sure you've all seen it. I'll point. And one of the things that's going to be brought up is I am taking the technolarp viewers and turning it into my personal gain, which I believe that to be wrong. So I wanted to say that if you guys are only here for the Technoblade persona, like the Technoblade stuff, I highly advise that you unsubscribe. I mean, it's up to the viewer at the end of the day. I won't force you to unsubscribe. I won't say you need to.
respectable. On the other side, Technolarp said people doxed and sent threats to him and his family, which is wrong. No matter what someone has done to you, you should never dox or threaten them because that makes you worse than the person. So now that Technoblade said he's going to go back to being himself, thank you guys for watching, and Technoblade never dies.
The one rule of Skywars: Technoblade never dies.